I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just so excited. And I was like, wow, there's so many people watching this game. Literally 2 seconds before they threw to me, I go, what the fuck am I supposed to be talking about? This is crazy. And then I was like, Erin, breathe. What is wrong with you? Then you start being in your head. And Kevin's like, and Erin Andrews. And I was like, hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I like how you say hi to Mac. Let's do it.
Hi. Is
No,
that what I
you
do?
don't do it. No, you go,
What do
hi.
I do?
You go, hi. You
I
get
do?
like yeah, it's cute. It's like a really sweet, like,
I
yes,
do?
that's it. Yep,
I
that's the
didn't
one
know
right
that.
there. Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Calm Down
Hi.
podcast. We are week 4. I don't know what that move was. That was
It
interesting.
feels like November. Does it feel like November? There's so much shit going on, and I wouldn't want it any other way. But I need to stop saying life is bonkers right now.
It's great.
In a great way. It's great.
It is. Erin is going to brag about my friend right from the jump here. She is going to go on HSN to promote her incredible line, Wear by Erin Andrews. She's going on our podcast obviously drops on Thursday, but it's on Tuesday so that you're going on. So we're going to make sure to pump that up on the old socials because I'm so proud of you. You've done this before, and this is
Never live at HSN. This is my first time in the studios.
Oh, first time in the studios because you've done it before from
Virtual,
right?
yeah.
From the office.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I grew up as a kid. I got in trouble one time. I stole my mom's credit card and I ordered things off of the Home Shopping
Holy
Network. Okay.
crap.
Yep, sure did. When the Ronco food dehydrator showed up because I wanted to make beef jerky, my mother said, "Who ordered this?" And the Braun
Who
hand
ordered
blender
this?
that wanted to make milkshakes also showed up, and I was grounded for a long time. So for me, this is like very exciting that my best friend is going to be on the Home Shopping Network for her own line. This is great. I know it will have already happened by the time we air, but like, give me a little bit of like, have you thought about how you're going to present things? Are your nails done? You just got off a plane from
they're
Dallas?
not done. They need to be redone. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what, people? This is real life. This is real life coming at you. 2.5 hours delayed out of Dallas today. I would like to give a shout out to my coworker who lives in Miami. He offered to fly me home and then make a stop. I was like, it's fine. Your
coworker is
good.
Tom Brady. She's not going
Right.
to say it. We will. That's very sweet. Mhm.
Sure. He was like, come on. You can just, no, it's fine. Everything's good.
Why did you not take him up on that? I take Al Michaels up on that all day, every day.
Because he wasn't landing in Tampa, and then he'd have to make an extra stop and then go back up in the air and watch. It's like something would happen upon descent, and like it would be all my fault, and he'd be stuck in Tampa, and whatever. So, anyways, throw another parade, but it's fine. So, anywho, yeah, here and excited, and go home for a minute. It's supposed to be a hurricane in Tampa on Thursday, which is frightening. Yep, and then our crew is coming back to do the Sunday game with the Eagles in town. But anywho, yeah, looking forward to HSN.
You're flying, you're going to stay there all week, or you're flying back home and then come
I
back?
got to go see Mac. I've been gone since Friday.
See, so you do not get to say that you're a bad mother because you are going to fly back to go hug that smush and then get back on a plane and fly right back to your same location. You are a great mother, Miss Andrews.
And change out my underwear.
Sure, that's important. Mm-hmm. Refer to previous episodes to understand why I'm saying that, because there's been times where you can't.
Wow.
Okay, so We are coming off of our week 3 assignments.
Yep.
I started the week in New York, New Jersey, to be specific, MetLife Stadium, for the great rivalry of the Jets and the Patriots. The Patriots have owned that rivalry for the last 2 decades, but thanks to Aaron Rodgers and company, they got the win. It was really nice. We talked a little bit about it on the pregame. Yes, Aaron Rodgers, I forgive you for not coming up to the desk after the game, because I never get to interview you because you have been, well, first of all, you've been in the NFC for a long time, and I haven't been a sideline reporter for a long time, so we haven't gotten any of your games. Then when I finally got a Packers game, you were not with the Packers anymore. Then, of course, your unfortunate situation in rehabbing for a year. So really, I'd like to make this all about me. The next time I see you, please, can I do an interview with you? Because I have never got to sit down in a sit-down interview with Aaron or a post-game interview, ever, in the 15 years I've done this job. How many have you done?
You. He called you a professional
100.
troll. So
he owes you. Professional trolls. Aaron blowing us up, calling us that, is probably one of the funnier things ever. But Aaron is wonderful. We love him. And if you're a Jets fan, it's a good time to be optimistic, because he looked like the Aaron Rodgers of old. And I'm very excited for him. I can only imagine how that must feel to come off a terrible injury, rehab it for a year, and get back out there. He probably has a sigh of relief, hence why he wanted to get that cocktail in him afterwards to celebrate. So anyways, big win for the Jets. And then in studio yesterday, you were in Dallas for a monster matchup. I mean, very rarely in a week 3 game do you already feel like it's a playoff. So walk me through all of the things. Ravens, Cowboys, go.
Wow. I mean, just not the start, not the way they wanted it to go. Wish the game I mean, I'm not saying that because I'm anti-Ravens, but I'm very much for big ratings, exciting games. That would have been so cool if they had tied it up. We had gone into overtime, especially because it was such a one-sided affair for most of the entire day. Wow. Gosh, lots of headlines coming out of the Star right now, and now we see them on Thursday.
I know. We were on our production call this morning for Amazon, and look, this is a difficult situation. Obviously, it's not where the Cowboys want to be. Defensively, they are lost, right? I mean, Micah Parsons has said a lot about, maybe a lack of effort. I mean, there's a whole new system with Mike Zimmer. There's so many different things going on. You got a lot of key pieces missing. And then offensively, it's hard to get anything going. I mean, they finally did at the end of the game yesterday. In fact, as they were kept scoring, I was like, where was this all game? But there's a lot of question marks on both sides of the ball for them. But for the Ravens, they avoid going 0-3. Fun fact, over the last 25 years, if you start out 0-3, there's only been one team in the last 25 years that's made the playoffs if you start 0-3. So it's not good. And then when you just look around the league, so go ahead.
And I think if you started 0-2, we had a graphic on this to win the Super Bowl. And I think Tom was on a Patriots team that started 0-2 and won the Super Bowl.
So did Michael Strahan.
Oh, good.
Yep. There's been 4 teams that have started 0-2, and 3 of those teams have went on to win a Super Bowl. So Michael win against the aforementioned Patriots, and then the Patriots did it. I don't know what year they did it. Maybe 2009. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it's very difficult when you dig yourself that kind of hole. Then you look around the landscape of the league, and you got teams like the Vikings, who are 3-0, the Seahawks, who are 3-0, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 3-0. And shout out for Sam Darnold, even though he gave out some misinformation one time about me that got back to me, and I'm gonna take this up with Sam Darnold, and I'll be like, as a stickler,
I already told him.
Did you? Okay. Yeah. God, I love you. Okay. I'm so glad. Sam Darnold thought some information was spreading some rumors about me that I had dated some random, not dated, but that had hooked up with this guy. And I was like, I never hooked up with that guy, Sam Darnold. Don't you dare say that. And it got back to me. So we're setting the record
I told him during pregame one time.
I love you so much.
I said, ooh, Charissa's got a bone to pick with you.
So good for Sam Darnold. And also being with a guy like Kevin O'Connell. He's been very much accredited with being a quarterback whisperer. So, JJ McCarthy going down for them before the season even started, their first round draft pick out of Michigan, and just, being like, oh, that sucks. And so good for Sam Darnold. When we talk about these different quarterbacks, the Baker Mayfields that have been journeymen and looked for a home, the Jared Goffs who didn't feel like they had a home in LA and then have success in Detroit. I just love the personal side of those stories because it's easy to sit here and be like, oh, they're not performing well. Or like for Bryce Young, like this poor guy hasn't even really had a chance to have, already being benched and, the mental side of that and the emotional side of that. You and I are so competitive. Imagine in our jobs where if we just got benched because of a certain performance that sometimes isn't completely up to us and just trying to prove to people that you are worthy of belonging in that respective position. So happy for Sam Darnold. And it's just fun to see a little bit of parity in the league with teams that you didn't think were going to have that kind of start. But again, as they always
I feel like
say,
you just gave us the whole Thursday Night Football rundown right there. Whoa.
Guys, look, don't give me a microphone. I won't shut up. But no, I'm excited. Here's the thing. Those Super Bowls are not won in September. So as the guys give us that generic answer every time, it's a long season. I mean, look what just happened. I sat down with Derek Carr. They were freaking offensive, juggernauts, and then had a difficult time even putting points on the board with the Eagles team that's been struggling. So I love it. I love the league. I love the parity.
Can't tell.
I love
My God.
about it. I do. I just get so excited.
Get her an
you never know. I know. I don't know. So yeah. Well, who do you have this week? You have Tampa, Eagles, Bucks?
Eagles in Tampa. We'll see again how the city does with this hurricane. My dad said Tampa not directly in the cone, but anything could happen
tell me
when
more
that
about
storm.
You're our weather expert. Admittingly, I have not been paying attention to the weather. I've not heard anything about this. Sorry.
There is a system developing in Cuba, I believe, right now. I don't know if it's developed into a hurricane. I think it's Hurricane Helen. Was it Helena that I actually moved to Tampa Bay and a hurricane was happening? Hurricane Helena, I think so. As that hurricane hit, as my dad moved 2 kids and a wife, and we lived in a hotel right off the bay as he went to work, which was crazy pants.
Your mother like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, especially when they were like, you're getting evacuated and nobody had cell phones, and my dad's like chasing the hurricane. And I remember saying to him, Dad, but what if it looks back at you and sees you chasing it? Like, had no clue. Kid from Maine. My dad goes to Tampa to deal with hurricanes. Anywho, so a storm's supposed to be coming. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen with all that. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And then, interesting. Like I was watching some of the game back today, the Buccaneers game. Obviously, I love Baker. I know you do as well. He said, we got our ass kicked. And they did, both on defense and offense. So it'll be interesting to see. I know they're hurt. Looking forward to it. It'll be crazy. Yesterday was crazy, though. I feel like I know the Cowboys really, really well because I'm with them basically every single week, and they become more like family members, and friends. And I know it's a job, but you could just see the pain in Dak's face and in Micah's face during the entire game, and Dak, walking off and saying in the hallway down in the bowels of the stadium, jump off if you want to, jump off. And it was just like, oh shit, it's going to be it's a short week, thankfully, but oh man.
I was wondering because I saw that clip, so I'm assuming he just means the bandwagon, or like who is he saying that to? Was he saying that because there was fans
tell because I think there's just media right there. I don't know what the heck happened right there, but we aren't supposed to root for people. I root for guys that are great and really wonderful to be around, and I root for a lot of guys on that team because they are so accommodating and lovely, and they also have families, and it's shitty to it's part of the gig. I get it. I just felt really bad. I actually hate teams losing in the end anyways. I really do. I really hate it. Everybody should be a winner.
I hate when it comes down to the kicker.
Me too.
I hate
the kicker.
I hate that. I really hate that.
Brandon Aubrey, though, Jesus.
65 with room to spare. He could have kicked the 71-yard field goal. When you guys had reported on that before.
He is such a badass.
And then I was happy for the Rams. They got a nice win. I mean, and you're playing with, Matthew, of course, had a great interview, like so classy afterwards. He's like, a lot of these guys might not be household names, but they worked their ass off and they deserve to be on this team. And it's so great to see those kinds of guys show up in moments like this. And so I don't know. It's fun to see when, in this league, it's always about who can stay the healthiest. And when you see these massive, big injuries, I mean, the CMCs of the world, the George Kittles, like these guys, Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua, like in that game, it was like not who's not playing, it's who is playing, because there were so many guys out in both of those, and you just hate to see it so early on in the season. Also, can we just talk about TMZ being like, Travis Kelce upset because Taylor Swift didn't do it? Knock it off. Okay,
and Taylor Swift misses a game. She's got a life too, and she doesn't have to go to every single one. This is where, and I've been dying to have this conversation with you. This is where the entertainment world is great, but they just don't understand some of sports. And TMZ is not the only one that's doing this. It's other, papers and whatever
That's
sites.
the headline I saw, but
I saw she's not, Taylor Swift misses game while he's in Atlanta. Misses? You don't have to go to every single one. Not every wife or girlfriend goes to every single game. And the shots of him, and he's just so sad. Well, because he's a fucking competitor, man, and he wants to do well, but he's also pumped his teams win. It's insane. This is why you almost don't mix the two. Now, I'm not saying not Taylor in sports, not at all, but
no, you're saying
stay in your lane.
Well, because you know what happens. It's like they're not stupid. These outlets are like, oh, it's clickbait. So what do you mean? And then you read more. And of course, we all know what it is. Sometimes I'm just like, I can't imagine. I know we talk, but not just from her perspective or his perspective, but just in general. Like, remember the Jennifer Aniston of the day, like all the Us Weekly, like magazine covers. Imagine like all of those headlines and like you having to, I guess you stop refuting them after a while because they're just all a bunch of bullshit. But it's like after a while, you're like, none of this is true. You guys are all gullible weirdos. Is the National Enquirer still a thing? How did they get away with some of their crazy headlines? Like it's like blatant, like just made up stuff where you're like, what? That isn't even true. It's so weird. I remember that my grandma used to get the National Enquirer all the time, and she'd have like stacks of it. And I was like, Bigfoot found in Montana. You're like, how are they allowed to print that? I digress.
I do love, though, the random articles that you see in some of these more entertainment magazines where it's like they try to dip their toe in sports and like he left to go to Atlanta. Because he's playing there this week.
Right.
And I remember when she had a show during the football season, Travis Kelce not in attendance because he's playing the fucking Bengals. Like, what? Come on. Anywho.
Speaking of headlines, there was, as we do on this show, our wonderful producer Ryan throws some our way and sees if we like them. Sees if we like them. Wow, I'd like to take an English class. Study says couples who make fun of each other have happier relationships. You're goddamn right, they do. Making fun of each other. Be a playful and bonding experience in a couple's relationship as long as it's done with mutual respect and understanding. You get the gist of it.
There's the bottom line.
I am all about that. I am all about being in a relationship where you can make fun of one another because it's not that serious. I don't know. I just love that. And I also like that it says study shows. Who's conducting this study? Because I could conduct the study. I'm just going to tell you, if you're able to laugh at yourself and you're able to make fun of one another, I'm all for it.
I got a really funny thing on Instagram that I don't think I sent to you. I sent to my Jackie and Megan chain. It said, it's got these pictures of these people and they're doing a smooch in a pumpkin patch. And the title says, a marriage is in shambles when they drop the fall photo shoot.
That's really funny.
It's like so good.
It's like the people that post the most pictures on Instagram with their relationship are never happy. God, I was in a relationship one time. Stop me if you've heard this, a terrible one. And the person would insist on me posting about them, be like, it's been 3 weeks since you posted a picture of me. And I'm like, you're a loser. Like, why am I with you? I don't want to post a picture of you. The fact that I saw the pictures and I was always like, and you're crying in this. Like, you're not even happy. I was doing it with a broken heart.
Oh, lights, camera, bitch, smile. I will tell you what didn't make me smile today. Yes, we just completed week 3. We're on our way to week 4. I had a good 2.5 hour delay in Dallas. It's fine. I got some studying done. But this is what I don't enjoy. Here's my deal. I am very, very
Wait for it.
mindful of people.
Good.
I am mindful of the veterans. I am mindful of people who have children, people who need extra time to get on the plane, to let them get on the plane, because I always think of my parents. They're older. I always think if I had a kid, well, I do have a kid, but like just traveling with a lot of shit with my kid. Anywho, I don't want to be the person that, even though I am a, thank you, American concierge key, I love it very much, your Delta 360. I don't want to be that person that's like, my dad, can I get a drink for you? Yes, dad, get 7 for me. I don't want to be the person that it's like, I'm concierge key, I'm coming right through. I want to be mindful of the people. So anyways, 2.5 hours. Let's go. Let's get on this plane. I wait behind a woman who looks like she was getting ready to board. And then now they're boarding group 1 and she's creeping. And I just don't want to be the dick that is like, here, let me get in front of you. Finally, I hear someone say, are you group 1? She goes, no, I'm group 3. I couldn't help myself. I go, you're group 3? She goes, yeah. I go, I've been standing behind you for 10 minutes waiting for you to get on. She goes, oh, we'll go right ahead in your group 1. I will.
Yeah, I will go right ahead.
Because if I just move over, stop gate crowding, just have common sense, please.
Gate crowding is, have you coined that phrase? Is that a you phrase or is that a thing? Because I couldn't agree more. It's very simple. And I say this not from a place of arrogance. I have been boarding zone 7, 8, and 9 a lot of times in my life.
10 years of my career at ESPN.
Thank you. We never got first class. We never got any of that shit until just recently. Okay. So I don't need to hear that it's like, oh, you're zone 1. You're God. You know what? I'm moonwalking now that I'm zone 1. I'm so fucking happy that I've earned this zone 1 or this 360 status that, you're 100% right. For the people that need to get on first, by all means, I will be as patient as can possibly be.
I'll help
For the
you.
person that's in zone fucking 7 and you know you're in zone 7, don't act surprised when I look at you and I go, are you in zone 1? And they go, no. And then they like, move over this way. You knew all along that you were not supposed to be up here encroaching on this entrance. So first of all, there's 2 separate entrances. Priority lines over here. You're over here. So you get over there. I'm sorry. I am going to be a bitch about that stuff. And I have no problem saying it because guess what? When I don't buy the fast pass for Disneyland, I don't go into the fast pass line. Okay. When I don't have, because I didn't buy it, because I didn't spend the extra money, because I don't have.
You don't even go to Disneyland, so you're right.
But you know what I'm saying? If I'm at the grocery store and I have more than 15 items, I'm not going to go into the speedy 15 items or less line. Okay. I'm following the rules. So if you're zone 7, get your ass out of the way for people that are allowed to get on before you. I don't care. I'm over this. And I don't want to be made to feel like I'm the asshole because I'm asking you what zone you're in. You know very well. Don't all of a sudden act stupid. Okay. Move over.
I just was really offended because I was trying to be so helpful and I was like, maybe she's just waiting her time, yada, 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 Seinfeld. And then finally she's like, oh, go ahead. And I was like,
yeah, right.
I am taking an L in the win-loss column right now with your attitude. And I got snippy. I did. I said, you know what? I sat here for 10 minutes because I was trying to be mindful of you, gate crowder. For Halloween, I'm going to be a gate crowder.
No good deed. No, we're being Sesame Street. No good deed goes unpunished. I'm telling you on that kind of stuff, because there's so many things that I am going to go out of my way and be nice for and be considerate, whatever. I am real arrogant at the airport and I got no problem with my arrogance. That arrogance is earned. Okay. I'm so
nice. You can run a truck right over me. I'll do anything for people. I'm like a golden retriever because I just don't want to piss people off. And then look what ends up happening.
Okay. Well, you know what? Good for you. Okay. You can be my emotional support dog at the airport and then I'll get you into boarding area 1 because I am not nice when it comes to the airport. Outside of those airport walls, I will be Mother Teresa, but in that airport, God damn it, I am Queen Elizabeth. You guys better bow down to me and my 360 status. And I am walking in and out of that lounge with a cocktail. I am having you take me right to the plane. I got no problem. No problem with that. Nope. Not today, folks.
Not
Keep
today.
it moving. All right.
You know the hardest part about our job, besides the prep and lights, camera, bitch, smile, and smiling and feeling like you're going to blank out in your first hit? I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just so excited. And I was like, wow, there's so many people watching this game. Literally 2 seconds before they threw to me, I go, what the fuck am I supposed to be talking about? This is crazy. And then I was like, Erin, breathe. What is wrong with you? Then you start being in your head and Kevin's like, and Erin Andrews. And I was like, besides all that, you want to know what's a lot?
You were fabulous. You fucking crushed it. And this is the stuff that Erin will never say, but she gets so nervous before, which I think is a good thing.
So nervous.
I think that's a great thing because when you have 30 plus million people watching and it's for 20 seconds. And if you do, which we're going to talk about in a second, you always crush it. And the thing is, it's like that people are like, oh, it can't be that hard. You try standing there.
I don't have a teleprompter.
No
I actually would love one for my opening hit. I don't.
And to be conversational, to hit, like, here's the thing. I get it. It's the same way that we talk about these athletes. Well, that's their job. They're getting paid a lot of money. It's your job to have that stand up ready. It's your job to do the post game interviews. It's your job to do the halftime interviews. Blah blah blah. We get it's your job, but this still doesn't mean that it's like you nail it every time. I fucking fumbled 19 different reads, and I had a teleprompter for Thursday Night Football. And at one point, because this is what we do, after the A block, I sat there and I was like, in my head, I go, "You better get it together right now. What is wrong with you, Charissa?"
That was me right before my stand up.
And this is what I have to say to myself. Slow down, take a breath, stop rushing. You've done this a million times. It doesn't matter if they're changing the rundown. It doesn't matter if the crowd's behind you. It doesn't matter. Just slow down. And that's the way that I get myself to get back. I even, at halftime, right before I went out there, I went and used the potty. And I remember I was like saying to myself, I was like this. I said to myself as I'm sitting there peeing, I was like, you are good at your job. Stop trying to do too much. Just go out there, listen to what the guys say, get in and out of breaks that are clean, and don't make this a mountain out of a molehill with stupid stumbling, because I get so hard on myself if I stumble at all. And it's like, not everything is perfect, but I want to be perfect. And that's the part where I think sometimes anyone that listens to this podcast should know that we're not acting like what we do is the world's most difficult job. Okay, so we'll just get that out of the way.
Doing brain surgery.
But I will say that there still is an element of live TV. And there's been plenty of times that I've blanked out and I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing? And thank God for some muscle memory, because it gets me to where I need to go. But I'm like, sometimes it ain't pretty.
Can I tell you something? This just made me think of this. So last week we were talking about, it was, I think, week 1. And I just told you I had zero confidence and I had stuff going on at home. And I just didn't, you were great. My dad was great about being like, listen, you're good at your job. I got the nicest text from a former college coach that I used to cover all the time. And he goes, heard you were having a rough go with your confidence. Must have been from the podcast. Just wanted to reach out and tell you, myself, and he mentioned his wife, are your biggest fans. We have been since day one, blah, blah, blah. But you being honest about that just makes you who you are. I thought that was so lovely.
Erin, that is so lovely.
And I forgot to write it back.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to be better about that, because you know the people in our lives that don't write us back and we don't like them. Yeah. Well, not that we don't like them. We just are like, you're not that busy to respond back in 2 messages. Yeah. You know what I do now on those? First of all, that is so nice. And
so
that
nice.
It is warranted. And you know what? 2 things I want to say about that. You're deserving of that recognition. And also, that's a good reminder that the way that text made you feel, pay that forward and do that to somebody else that, you hear is like, you did that with Mike McCarthy, even like, I'm sorry, it's just like, and paid it off in your halftime report, like pay that forward because you know how it makes you feel. And it's like, takes no time at all for that person to send that text. But that's I also do this because I'm trying not to be delinquent in responding on a text. If I open up a text and then I will go back out and I will mark it as unread. Yeah.
Unread.
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 Unread. You unread your text.
The text.
By the way,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, go to unread.
So do
I. In your case,
what if I
did
it. My first hit next week in an English accent? Kevin, the Buccaneers are trying to. That would be crazy.
Well, we've seen crazier things on the sideline. like sunglasses. So anyways, this is just where I'm getting to in life. We need to pay things forward. We need to appreciate that. And we need to recognize that like that text would not have been sent if there wasn't real merit and thought behind it. So I think that you need to store that away in your little pocket and remember that next time you're feeling any sort of insecurity. But I think insecurity is great. It means that you never also feel like you've just fucking arrived. These people that think that they belong anywhere, going back to my rant about, why quarterbacks, it's the hardest position in sports. And I give so much credit to people that play that position. And sometimes it's like aren't actually given a fair shot. And all it takes is the right system. Like, I don't know what my tangent is. I just really, I want everyone to be nice, except for when I'm at the airport. Do you think I'm not in the right system?
Is that why I almost blanked out? No, you know what it is too? There's so much excitement and there's like, everything is new for Tom right now, which is really fun and cool for us. And he was so excited and we practiced a few times and all that. I feel like I take it on and I'm like, oh my God, this is my first big game. And it's not. Erin, stop, like relax. But you're right. I just was like, what am I doing? Why am I blinking out? I can't breathe. Oh my God, he's throwing to me. This is nuts.
It's good though. I think if you ever get too comfortable in that situation, knock it off. If you're like me, you have one and you still can't read it. But I actually think it's really important, and I'm trying to do this even on my Sunday show, is not have to, first of all, a teleprompter is a great thing. And sometimes you need it to get in and out of breaks because you have video, right? Like you write to the video that you're seeing. So there's a time and a place for it. But also the most important thing for me is just listening. Like whatever the guys are saying on the desk, like that's something to play off. Anyways, we can do broadcasting 101 another day.
Sure.
What I would,
we should hold a clinic.
Give who put on a clinic for doing stand-up comedy in 2 seconds is Nikki Glazer, and I want to give a shout out to her. She has done however many shows. She crushed it at the Brady Roast. For people that didn't know her before, they definitely know her now, and she was wonderful, and she's now a part of Thursday Night for a couple of our shows, and she was on our desk, and it was met with all these mixed reviews, and this is not a Nikki Glazer problem. I'm going to stand up for her on because people were like, oh, it bombed or this or that. First of all, no, it didn't. It was fucking hysterical. And what I would have loved if we could go back is that I wish the audience could hear what she was saying, because it was basically like she's just talking to the audience at home. And if you're not getting like laugh back,
track,
it just, laugh. Exactly. Then it feels like it falls flat. So we should have done a better job as a group of supporting that, because it was just like, she's telling these really funny jokes and it's like, it's just we're laughing, but it's like you can only hear a little laugh here or there, as opposed to like taking advantage of a full live audience that was still there after the Jets game. But she couldn't have been lovelier. I know that she was supposed to be on our podcast, but of course I had travel issues. Stop me if you've heard this before. And so I was like apologizing profusely to her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You're like in the busiest time of your life with all your different shows, and I had to cancel on you. And she was like, oh my God, don't even worry about it. She came and met us all for drinks the night before. So fun. I was like, you have to come over. First of all, like, I don't care. Like, that's her job, is to be a stand-up comedian. But like, you're going to roast people. And I mean, roast is a loose term. She was actually very nice for some of the shit that she could have said about us. But I was like, come and hang with the guys. This is such a generous group. You'll like love them. And so we had a great dinner. She came and met us a little bit later and had some drinks. And then she left, and we're all of our guys, Tony, Sherm, whatever, the whole group. We're finishing up dinner and we go to pay, and the waiter came over and he goes, it's already been taken care of. And we're like, what? And he's like, Nikki bought it. I was like, that is such a freaking classy move. And by the way, we had ordered a lot of things at that point. So I just thought that was so nice. She came in and did that. And so I'm excited to see what are some of the other segments that she's going to be doing for us. But yeah, I was like, oh man, we could have helped her out with that a little bit better. So good thing, constantly work on improving no matter what you're doing. Oh, and Ryan, I just saw your note that it's the 2001 Patriots that were 0-2. So yeah, there's that. That one.
Get it, Tom. Get it.
Girlfriend, you have, I'm going to let you go. You have a million things to do tomorrow. I'm so excited for HSN. Like I said, by the time that our podcast airs, you will have already done it. So I can't wait for a full recap next week. You are an incredible mother. You are great at your job. You're a great person, and I love you very much. And I'm proud of you for juggling all these different things at once. And we're here to support you.
You're juggling a lot too right now. You're headed to Philly. You're headed to New York. You've got stop. You have an interior design company Knock it off. You're balancing 2 football shows and sit down features. Wait, no, I want to do this segment about what everybody was wearing because I thought you had a great week last week in what you were wearing.
Perfect. Okay,
give it to us.
One thing, shout out, and I don't know who the official was because I had never met him before, but I have to say it was at the Jets game when the officials in the game, right after the national anthem was over, he came running over and he goes, "Calm the fuck down," ha ha ha, and like laughed, and I was like, "You better knock it off." And I want
Hussey?
Hopefully I get another
chance. Was it Hussey?
No, it wasn't Hussey, but I got to figure out who it was because it was great and it made me laugh and it made me smile. Or like anyone that's in the crowd and yells out "calm down," I get really excited for. So no, Gene, it was not Gene, but yeah, I'll figure out who it was. But I just thought that was great. Okay, clothing. I am dedicated to our clothing segment that I just pulled this out of the dry cleaning that I'm supposed to be dropping off with the makeup on the collar. I don't know who this brand is. I can't even pronounce it. Mewert Toljan.
Adorable.
This was a top and a skirt that you'll appreciate that I bought the day before my game because I was going shopping for an interview for Derek Carr because I found out I was doing that interview while I was on the plane to New York. So I went shopping for an interview outfit there and then ended up audibling out of my outfit I was going to wear it. And I wore this and it had a skirt and I love my boots. They were Bottega. I spent way too much on them. Can I just tell you what a fucking great packer I am? The amount of shit I had.
Did you not hear my joke?
What'd you say?
I said, at least the boots fit.
Oh yeah, not size 11. Then pay $35,000 for them.
Yep.
Yeah, you know the
Keep
one.
It moving.
So I loved my boots. They were Bottega, Veneta. I won't even pretend like I can pronounce any of these designers, but yeah, that. And then on Sunday, Veronica Beard, a classic.
No, what was your Derek outfit too? Your Derek outfit was great.
Oh, my Derek outfit was, I had a Simkai black dress on that was a shirt and looked like a shirt and a skirt. It was all one piece. And then I splurged on some Christian Louboutin, which are we still wearing? Yeah, we are. They're like cowboy boot kind of things. They were so cool. And of course, this is such a girl thing and I don't care, but Crystal, who was producing, and she did a great job. You know how before we do our features, we like to get a shot because I'm like, am I pulling my hair back on the right? Am I pulling it on the left? Like, what's the shot look like? So I asked her, I go, send me a picture of what the setup is, please. And she sent it to me and I was like, damn it, you're not going to see my shoes. And they were like, great, but that's okay. I've never been more excited. And this is and you've had some really, really good looks. This is hands down my favorite interview look you've ever had for a sit down interview or look in general. Your updo and that silver skirt. You better knock it off. The second I saw it on the tees on Sunday, I was like, oh, hell no. How does this chick have this outfit and I don't know it? So I text you. You look great.
Love you, Daniela, for putting me in it. Just a naked wardrobe bodysuit. I think the skirt was called Ming, although the seam right up the center of it started breaking before Lamar walked in. So thank goodness for our audio guys. And I thought of you right away. I'm like, Carissa would do the same thing. I put double-sided tape underneath, like up in my skirt. Jillian had to go up in my skirt and like put the double-sided tape there. So while I was sitting with him, it wouldn't split open. The things you got to do, people.
Duct tape. It's silver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect.
It looked great.
Loved it.
And you're not an updo gal, but I need the story behind this because there was a unanimous studio consensus too after seeing you, including the guys who it's when the guys are like, oh my God, Erin looks great. Like this was like Jules, Michael, Charles. They was like, oh my God, Erin looks great. And your hair up, which you don't do often, but you should do more of. Tell me about that.
That was a Jillian Gregory request from Anna Sullivan in Dallas, who's adorable and does great little updos. And I was like, I don't want wedding meets prom. She does a lot of wedding. And I was like, no offense, Anna. And she goes, no, fine. I was like, she goes, you want like hot mom. And I was like, whoa, relax with the mom stuff. And so, yeah, she did it great. I was like, I'll just do it. It's fine. It was super fun. And I loved it. Easy. Lamar was great. He was fun to sit down with. Joel Santos is insane with the way he produces things and makes it look good off a mirror. Jillian added a ton of arm makeup to make my arms look like yours did in Miami.
No, yours looked fantastic. Mm-hmm.
And then at the game, I wore a cute little 2-piece. I think it's Staud, Staud.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that with a boot and a little hat pony for Dallas. Giddy up with the tendrils. And yeah, it was a good week. It was fun. And now this week, I think it's supposed to pour. So yay.
I met Stodd, actually, the designer. She's a friend of one of ours, Lauren's, and we were at a pickleball game, and I looked at her and it was like I was meeting a celebrity because I love her clothes. They're does
great.
Beautiful, beautiful clothes. Yeah, her name's actually Stodd, and I was like, I
that's
love
her
your
first name.
Yeah, and so yeah. I know all of her stuff. In fact, and then this is me being the psycho because I have to take it too far. I was like, I even bought your collaboration with Business and Pleasure, which is like the adorable outside stuff. Like they have the umbrellas and like the chairs and all of that. She did a collaboration with them in Screen and White, and it's great. And she was just looking at me. She was like, okay. No, I mean, she was lovely, but she was probably like, this girl's crazy and a psycho. But I'm a big Stodd fan. So yeah, you looked amazing. Okay, gal, I love you.
Thanks,
go down your family care.
It.
And let's keep it going. We're entering into week 4. Go get them.
This is crazy. Is this our last game of September? No, we have 2 more. No, we have 1 more, right?
1 more after this, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's September 23rd as we record this. Yeah, the next one, we done. No, this is our last one. This is our last game in September.
This is nuts.
Wow. We can't even look at a calendar, right?
We're sure can't. Don't want to. Afraid to look at a calendar.
Very early. We'll talk about that on the next podcast.
You said that, and you are a hypocrite because you don't like people that have Halloween stuff out yet, and you want to put jolly old Saint Nick's fat ass down that chimney. That's a line from Vacation. You want to put your Christmas tree up. I kind of love it, though. You might as well get a head start.
I'm going to tell you, I am a hypocrite on that because I for so many years, I
just
didn't
think
put a tree up. And now I'm like, I'm going to get ahead of it. I'm going to get ahead of all the shopping, the tree and all the thing. And so then come, I don't know, Thanksgiving, people are going to start getting all that stuff out. And I'll be like, mine's already been up for 2 months. What does it matter? People keep it up far past Christmas. Why can't I put it up before Christmas? Like months before.
You can do anything you want. I'm so depressed. I act like it's my birthday every day.
And if you're not in boarding zone 1, move the fuck out of the way. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.